I suppose to an extent you can say it does, but what we do in court administration together with the jury commissioners is there's a collaboration that's largely governed by what we have. We will commonly reschedule jurors from one month to another month due to vacation, illness, or other reasons. So that being so, we want to summon obviously enough jurors, but not too many jurors. When we reschedule jurors, for example, we're now drawing for March 7th. So therefore, the goal that we have is to summon about 185 jurors. We get roughly a 50% yield on the number of jurors drawn. So from 185, roughly, we're hoping to get 92 or so jurors that will be qualified and able to serve. Say, Diane, we're hoping to summon 185, and then a standard amount, we either do 225 or 250 for civil jurors. Civil is empty usually because we don't have reschedules to civil dates.
Okay, and tell me where the names come from. Everybody says, oh, if I register to vote, I'm going to have to serve in jury. Tell me how those names are chosen.
Registration to vote is not we don't get it from the voter registration list. The list is derived from the per capita tax list, which at this juncture comes from the Lebanon Earned Income Tax Bureau. Earned income tax provides the data on an annual basis, which then the MIS department puts into their system. And what happens on an annual basis, there's roughly, I'm going to say 90,000 people that are potential people who could be jurors who are 18 and above or are part of that earned income tax database. That data is shifted over on an annual basis, and then the traditional number has been, it's always subject to review if we think that there's extraordinary circumstances, but roughly 8,000 people are drawn from that 90,000 database. That's what we call the annual draw.
So let me just clarify this and succinctly. If you're retired, does that get you off of jury duty?
It does not.
It has nothing to do with earning an income?
It does not. It's whether you potentially could be earning an income is one way of unemployed, retired. It is a list that we're familiar with that's relatively good addresses as well.
Can they call and volunteer for jury duty?
They cannot volunteer because must be a random process. The computer randomizes the draw. From those 8,000 people on a monthly basis, what we're about to do is the monthly draw. The computer will randomly draw from that database of 8,000 people 185 and 225 names.
Two.
As jury commissioners, what we would do is pick a number. Random, every third name will be drawn this month, or every second name, or every fourth name. So between the two of the jury commissioners, we determine month
That's
to
what
month.
I was wondering, who
Yes.
determined the random?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we
When
try
you do
to
an
mix
audit
it up.
of anything, that's what you do, is every 10th or every 9th or whatever.
Exactly. So
Okay.
we go from 2 to 4, and that's what Bob and I would determine each month.
I believe a statutory requirement for there to be an annual draw.
Say that the president judge is a third juror, or jury commissioner.
That's correct. He or she is designated as actually the chairperson of the jury commissioners, I believe, statutorily, but they are all co-equal. The president judge would designate court administration for fulfilling certain functions. Yes, I believe that the court administrator's office acts in the judge's capacity as jury commissioner in helping to receive those jury questionnaire forms, the summonses to help with the administrative work related to summoning and having jurors report.
Okay, thanks. You find out somebody is not qualified to serve, do they get knocked off the list and somebody else gets put on, or do you just then have 7,999?
7,999.
Okay.
From that,
Okay.
Okay, so today's January 7th, so we're drawing for the 17th, 17th, and we're doing a criminal and a civil, and these are going to be for March 7th and March 14th. X, because when we run the notices, you'll see on the notices that there's an A, B, or an X on the actual notice, jury notice that we're going to run. So that's why that code is important. So this is a criminal, so we're going to put an A in there.
Field is more equivalent to a column, I guess.
Yeah,
would
it's
be
not-
a
A field
column.
maybe a
It's-
zip code or a field of maybe
It's
their
not,
last name.
That's the randomization process itself, as I understand it. It was Jim Earnshaw that designed this.
yeah.
So
Once they're sorted, they are so randomized you will probably have a very difficult time finding a particular person out of the 8,000.
So they're not alphabetized or by address or zip code or anything.
They're totally randomized depending on how they're sorted.
But then,
that shaken up list remains intact. The shaken up list stays as it is throughout the process. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
So it's random right from the start. Now the next elements are what we're describing in terms of trying to make that random list even more random through the different fields that exist, whether it relates to name, a character that's related to zip code, or whatever the character might correspond to.
okay, let me see if I can simplify this. I was thinking bingo and you're thinking barrel. In bingo, the balls keep rolling. In the barrel, they just are stagnant. But they're all mixed.
There's some things.
So we mark like that. Okay. And usually, as soon as I would print this out, Bob would really, he
Like
always
to see who we know on the list.
Yeah, it's who you know. Yeah.
Also, we need to get a court order
Okay.
signed by the Prothonotary and by the president judge,
Okay.
and then the 2 jury commissioners. So this is the court order telling us how many persons we're going to be selecting
Okay.
and the date, and so that goes to the Prothonotary with the list.
And that gets filed there.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to reverse the folder then, is that it?
For some. Now we have 5 copies. We have 3 with addresses, 2 without.
Okay.
And
Now I'm learning on from the experts here,
each
so.
of the jury commissioners gets one. We keep one up on the desk.
Okay.
And then the Prothonotary and the secretary each get one without.
So that's right there.
The reason why there are not a full address is I think that there was a determination that the public deserves some level of protection from that. That it's, yes, you're being summoned publicly, but it's not intended for a person who wants to keep their address subject to people looking at the jury list to see if they can find out where they live.
Oh,
And how,
These are distributed to court administration, the Prothonotary clerk of court, and where else?
Each of the jury commissioners and one on the desk.
on which desk?
Our jury commissioner desk.
Okay. Where is that? I haven't seen the jury commissioner
Right outside
desk.
the court administration.
Okay.
This is how the jury notice looks.
This is a summons.
Correct.
Summons come back to you, and then the jury's commissioners come in and collaborate with you as to if anybody requests to be relieved from duty, then they don't.
They would do two things. In opening that envelope, they're going to check their responses to determine a number of things that are either clear and overt or more subtle. Let's say, for example, the juror checks all the boxes that says that they are qualified. They're a resident of Pennsylvania, etc. They're a citizen of the Commonwealth. But they put as their address Reading, Pennsylvania. Even though they weren't drawn from Reading, Pennsylvania, that's something that ideally the commissioners, the jury commissioners, or our office staff will pick up on that, and we will try and confirm that information. Slot. The hope would be that person would be able to use the process as they wish. I often end up telephoning people to tell them they're excused. Joetta would often mail them, and the labels she would use more frequently for that type of situation where she would
and it would
say,
be from this. It
correct.
Would be, okay, so we'll go
Correct.
ahead. I know Barb just said something about the
Yes.
label, and I thought, no, we'll go ahead and run them.
As I said, we probably don't use 75% of them anyways, you know.
right now, that's true, but it may be subject to change.
And then we tear off the sides as
Yes.
well. Okay. And Bob and I just kind of found this works the
Try and-
easiest.
Try and not get too many, but not too few.
Exactly. Okay.
If you try and do the whole
And
stack,
then we separate them.
These are just the criminals?
She
Oh,
has the
she's
criminal and I
and you
have
have
the
the
civil.
civils.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, so they're all printed. I thought there was another stack coming.
Yeah, this is
Where, you want to do that side, I'll do this
That's
side.
what I
There we
figured.
go.
Since I'm here, I might as well
Yeah.
be semi-useful.
So you have this all worked out?
Bob was a good teacher, yes, he's done it so many years that,
How many years was
I-
Bob a jury
he
commissioner?
was 9 years.
9.
Yes.
You know what, Barb?
Well,
It
no,
says
wait a
in
minute,
the
he said-
paper, he started in
No, wait,
97.
no, wait, he said he's done it 9
Years
by himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he started in 97.
Yes, meaning that he was basically ending up doing.
I remember it was kind of a family thing because his dad was a jury
Yes,
commissioner
yes,
before
he
he
was.
was. I distinctly remember that. Now, in the Republican Party, they switch every so many years. Is that by design?
2 terms are allowed,
2 terms.
and a term is 4 years.
Okay, and that's just an internal thing. There's
Yes.
nothing.
Jury person could, well, change that.
Challenge it,
Yes.
sure. It's an honor thing, I guess it sounds like.
And I'm not not familiar with the internal workings, whether everybody in the Democratic Party agrees that the person should remain there for a lengthy period of time or
No,
not.
I've seen challenges, but they've not been successful to Bob or his dad over the years. I have.
Yeah, Bob and I worked together very well. We kind of fell into a system rather quickly.
Because you can get an automated response that says, yep, we got your form. The chairman of the Democratic Party and ask the chairman to make sure interested parties submit a resume and something that expresses their interest in the position.
So I leave the labels and lists without addresses stay here.
This is the jury commissioner's
This
desk.
is the desk.
All
I
right.
have this copy on it. See now this was from last month. As they are returned, we highlight. So we know that they've been returned. We indicate whether they are qualified or whether they're not. And that's where we make notes. And the address changes, anything that needs to be done. So the master list of the 8,000 for 2011.
Okay.
So that's where these names are drawn from in that random selection I told you about.
Okay.